I'm Brian Fagan. I'm the author of Cro-Magnon, which is a book about the first modern humans in Europe during the late Ice Age, a period of great and constant climate change, and of their relationship with Neanderthals. But my specialty in archaeology for years has been communicating with the public, the general audience, not the specialists. And over the last 10 years or so, I've spent a lot of time writing about ancient climate change and its impact on human societies. And the logical extension of this was to write a book on these people called the Cro-Magnons, who were the first modern humans, like you and I, Homo sapiens, in Europe. And they arrived there in about 45,000 years ago. They are, of course, most famous, and they're named after a cave in France called Cro-Magnon, for their cave art. But what I discovered was that almost nowhere is there an account of what we know about the Cro-Magnons as hunters, as people of whom this art was a part of their lives, but not everything. And also, I discovered there was no account of their origins, nor was there an account, and this is particularly interesting, of their relationship as they came into Europe with the Neanderthals. So this book is a narrative story which begins with describing the ancestry of the Neanderthals and Europe in that earlier part of the Ice Age before 150,000 years ago. Then we talk about the Neanderthals. Then from there, the scene switches to Africa. Why Africa? Because genetics and archaeology both tell us that it was in Africa that modern humans evolved, and then about 73,000 years ago there was an epochal, and I mean epochal, volcanic eruption of Mount Toba in Southeast Asia and Sumatra, which blew a mountain into space, and enormous amounts of ash went up in the atmosphere, and the sulfur content of the atmosphere became so strong that it obscured the sun and literally over much of the world caused a 7-year nuclear winter. The effect in Africa was cooling, and this may have had an effect on the origins of modern humans, but by 60,000 years ago, having risen to the challenge and maybe having developed the fully modern cognitive abilities of humans, they spread out of Africa into the Middle East. But almost immediately they also went into Eurasia, Ukraine, and also into Europe. And this is a fascinating story, not of great migrations or of leaders. It's a story about hunter-gatherers adapting brilliantly to changing environments, dealing with people who to them were completely alien, although they knew they were humans. Have you ever looked at another person from another society and not been able to understand them? Complete incomprehension. They may have thought that the Neanderthals smelt. They may have thought they were subhuman. We don't know. And this is the fascinating dynamic. And it really is a book about the dynamics of being an Ice Age hunter in environments which are unimaginably harsh by today's standards. And it is a history written of climatology, archaeology, and biological anthropology.